Welcome back, soulmates. Welcome to my channel. My name is Justice. This is the Honest Fashion Academy. To interpret this beautiful top design, this is what I'm going to do. This is my basic bodice that I have here. So I'm going to be highlighting my armhole, shoulder to armhole, shoulder to bust, and shoulder to waistline is the end of it before adding the next peplum. Now I have my basic darts. Of course, we should know how to get our basic bodice. In case you do not know how to draft your basic bodies, the link is going to be in the description of this video. And this is our side bust darts. Okay, here I have my basic neckline and I have my shoulder line. Now this paper is into two, representing our fabric. Okay, so what we're going to do is to start from the neckline to draft the neckline of choice that we want. Where do we want our neckline to be? You can start to stop, rather you can start from the base of the neckline and measure to the extent where you want it to stop. So I'm going to be marking the depth of the neckline. From the base, you could mark 4 inches from the base or 3 inches from the base, depending. If it is a corporate wear, it shouldn't be too deep. 2 inches from the base, 3 inches is enough. Now from the shoulder, we are having Queen Anne neckline. You can choose any neckline of your choice. You can actually start from the neck point or shift in a bit, however you want it to stop. Now this is the line where my neckline is going to be. You can decide to slant this part a bit this way, right? You can slant it a bit this way, and then we're going to go out from this neckline by 1 inch. If you need it to be wide, 1 inch, then I'm going to get from the neck point to, I hope this is seen, from the neck point to the 1 inch that I went out from, and connect it this way. So I'm going to be cutting this part out. I'm going to be cutting this part out, and that will be my neckline. Okay, so when I cut it out, this is what it's going to give me. All right, so this is what I have. If I need to tighten this part so that it does not fall out, I'm going to reduce it a bit by 0.1 line. Okay, so I'll just trim it a little to avoid gaping. I'll trim it this way. Okay, so when I open it up, this is what I have. You can see how beautiful it is. This is what I have. Now to continue our design, this is what we're going to do. I am simply going to cut away my bust darts and my waist darts. Now I want to assume that it is being sewn. If you don't want to sew it two darts at the same time, you can transfer one to this part or equally transfer it to your armhole, whichever one. So let's transfer it to our armhole. Now this is the mid armhole. We're just going to make a connection from the mid armhole to our bust point. Okay, we've connected here to the mid armhole. So all I'm going to do now is to cut this open. I'll trim off this dart. I'm equally going to trim off this other dart, or better still, close it up. Okay, so we're going to close it this way. Now we can decide to just sew here, but we're transferring to our armhole area. So we cut it out like this. Now we can decide to sew, add our seam allowance and join them together, right? We don't have any business with here. We're only adding our seam allowance here. This is our neckline. We sew it as our neckline. We'll add our seam allowance half an inch, add seam allowance half an inch, and put it back together. Okay, now after putting it, we're going to have our peplum to attach to the waist of this dress. So let's attach the peplum. Now after closing this start, this is what I have. I'll go ahead and put them together. Now you can see how beautiful this is. This is a straight peplum, right? I'm going to attach this to the waistline of this blouse, after which we're going to continue. Now after putting this together, you can see the length of the blouse. This is also the back, right? The same thing we did to the front, that is what we're doing to the back and attached to the shoulder line. Now I want to put them together in such a way that you have sewn it together. So I'm going to put the back and the front together before we proceed to the side peplum. So at this moment, this is back and front put together. Now from the side, we're going to cut it inside. From the waistline, we're going to slant inwards, right? This is the front, this is the waistline. From this waistline or a little below the waistline, depending on where you want the side opening to be or the side peplum to be, you're going to slant it inwards because it's not complete. So I'm going to be marking how much I want to go inside. 1 inch. You can do more than 1 inch. You can do up to 2 inches depending on how open you want it. So I'm going to, from the waistline slant to the 1 inch, and I'll cut it off. So I'm going to cut it off this way. So at this point now, this is where I'm going to fix my peplum. Okay, so we're going to cut the peplum now. Now this peplum is just a straight strap, a straight peplum, like it's not circle, it's just straight. So this is my straight fabric, and I'm going to start to fix it from the midpoint of my side. From the midpoint, this is how I'm going to fix it, right? Straight this way, straight this way. You can allow it extend down, or you can let it stop exactly where the waistline is stopping. So I'm just going to fix this from the waistline to this part, and from the waistline, the center line to this part. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. You can make it to stop exactly at the waistline. You can extend it just the way it is in the picture, and it's looking so beautiful. I hope you love it, and I love it too. Please subscribe to this channel for more interpretation, explanation, however you choose to put it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.